Story about my date from hell and why I had to block this man after 2 hours of knowing him, essentially. He adds me on Instagram and he replies to my story and he says, "You're so beautiful. Are you single, by the way?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually I am." And he says, "Okay, great. I would love to take you out. Can I get your number?" And normally I don't give out my number like that because it can be risky, as it was in this case. It was a horrible decision. But like, if we have a good conversation on Instagram and you ask for my number, sure, I'll give it to you. But this early, I'm always kind of like, I'm not sure. But he was hot, unfortunately, so I did give it to him, and I should not have, but I did. Texting for, I don't know, like the next day. We were texting that afternoon, and he hit me with the WYD, which I cannot freaking stand. I don't know when this became a thing and why we decided to be so lazy that we can't type out like, "What are you up to?" or "What are you doing?" It has to be WYD, but I cannot fucking stand it. I'm already annoyed at this. Mind you, he's 27, so that's just what they be doing, okay? So he WIDs me. I'm like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just got home from work. I'm just chilling, cleaning up, this and that. What are you doing?" And he says, "I really want to see you tonight, not gonna lie." And so normally I don't do a same day date because one, I have better things going on than to hang out with you. I don't mean that in a bad way, but like, I feel like being available last minute is not attractive. So normally I don't do that, but I was like, you know what? If I go meet him and I don't like him, I don't have to continue to talk to him because I'm not a big texter, especially if I don't know you. I do not want to sit there and text you all day long. Like, that is a chore for me. If I like you, yeah, I will text you all day long. But if we are strangers and we don't know each other, I don't want to sit there and have a text conversation all day long. I really don't. So I'm like, okay, if you plan something, like we can hang out, whatever, da da da. And he's like, "Okay, meet me here at 8 for ice cream." And I'm like, okay, cool. Ice cream date. It's very low effort, but again, I don't mind on the first date because we don't know if we like each other, and I don't want to sit there for a 2-hour dinner with you if I don't like you. So I'm cool with an ice cream date, okay? I'm good with it. Go to this ice cream place. It's like 15 minutes away from me, and we go in. Oh, and before we went, he texted me and was like, "I'm like really excited about meeting you." And I'm like, "Oh, that's sweet. Okay, I'm also excited to meet you, blah, blah, blah." So we meet up, and immediately he's like very chatty, which is fine, you know, nothing wrong with it. We order our ice cream and we go to pay. Well, he goes to pay. His card declines. Yes, his card declines for $21. And it's very awkward, as you can imagine. He tries it like literally 12 times and it does not go through. And I'm like, "Hey, it's no problem. I can cover it. You know, it's fine." Obviously that's embarrassing. I don't want to make it worse. So I'm like, "I can cover it." He's like, "No, let me go get my other card out of my car." And I'm like, "Okay, your wallet is in your hand, but yeah, go get your other card, sure." So he leaves to go get his other card out of his car. And he's gone for like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, you're obviously like on the phone with somebody or having someone send you money or whatever. He comes back in, tries another card. It does not go through, of course. So eventually he's like, "Can you cover it?" He doesn't say like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, this is embarrassing." He just says, "Can you cover it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yes, of course I will." I was just like, "No, we have to leave." Like, "Yes, I will cover it. Like I said, I would 20 minutes ago." Okay. Like, "Oh, that's not that big of an issue." The issue was when his card was declining, he was getting mad at these people. He's saying, "Y'all are trying to scam me. This is a scam. I know I have money on this card. Like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this." Like, berating these people for his card declining. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So yeah, obviously an amazing start to the date. We get our ice cream, we sit down, the ice cream is trash, which is very, very sad to me because I don't eat ice cream like that. So if I am going to, it's got to be worth it, and it was not worth it. So this $21 ice cream that I paid for sucks. We sit down and we're talking, and we get on the topic of like past relationships, and he asks me about my past relationships. He's like, "You know, what happened with you and your ex? Like, why it didn't work out? Like this and that." And I had mentioned that like that relationship was toxic, and he was like, "Oh, so was mine." And then he manages to talk about his ex and his toxic relationship for the next hour straight. I'm not even exaggerating. An hour straight he talks about his ex. This is the most toxic, horrific relationship I have ever heard anyone speak about. And he just continues to go on and on and on and on about it. And he was even like digging, like asking questions about my relationship. And I don't want to talk, like, I'm not a big talk about exes kind of person, especially on a date, especially like when it's with somebody that you're trying to get to know. Like, it's a red flag. This has happened to me twice on 2 different dates where they talked about their ex for an extended period of time. And I'm just like, what is wrong with you that makes you think that that's okay? That I want to hear about that? Because I really don't. And if anything, it's really turning me off. Eventually, I am so tired of hearing him talk about it. Also, when he came there, he smelled like, and he went to the bathroom 3 times, came back smelling more like it, and his eyes were red. So I was just like, Oh my god, okay, you are just not it, bro. You're just not it. So eventually I get fed up and I'm like, I don't want to sit here and listen to you talk about your ex. I don't say that, but I'm just like, I gotta go. Like, I have to work tomorrow. It's like 9 o'clock at this point. I'm so done with this date. I want to leave. So I'm like, hey, I think they're closing. They weren't. We should probably head out. So we leave. We're walking outside. I start walking to my car and he's like, oh, where'd you park? I was like, over here. He's like, oh, I'm over there. I'm like, okay. And he's like, do you mind if I come and sit in the car with you for a little bit? I'm just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. We get in the car, he continues to talk about his ex, continues to talk about her, like he didn't skip a beat. He just like immediately starts yapping about her again. And I'm just like, oh my god. And I was like, so about how long ago was this? And he's like, oh, like a year and a half. I'm like, no, it wasn't. The way that you're remembering details about your relationship, it was not a year and a half ago. I can guarantee you that. So eventually I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, where's your car at? I'll drop you off. Like, I gotta head back home or whatever. He's like, okay, it's over here. I drive up to his car. He's like, oh, can you get out so I can give you a hug? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I get out and he's like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. I can't believe you're single. He's like, I really want you to come to my hometown for Christmas because there's like all these lights up and it's so beautiful and you would love it. And like we do all these events with my family and like this and that. And also my friends are gonna be in town for this baseball expo next month. And like, I want you to come with me and meet my friends and like all of this shit. And I'm just like, oh my god. How oblivious do you have to be? And then he's like, so when am I gonna see you again? I hate when guys ask you this on the date because you're like, I don't know, let me check my calendar. It's you in a really awkward spot. So I was like, I don't know, you know, we can plan something later. We don't have to worry about it right now. Like, no big deal, you know, like we'll figure it out. And he's like, okay, well, it sounds like we can hang out on Saturday. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. He's like, all right, Saturday sounds good. I'm like, oh my god. So anyways, I get in my car and I'm driving home, 15 minutes home, and I get a text that comes up on my CarPlay and it's him. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Whenever we were sitting in my car, someone had texted me and it came up like on my CarPlay, you know, and it was a guy. And so he had seen that. So I'm on the way home and he texts me and he says, so you're not talking to anybody, are you? Or are you gonna continue to talk to people and continue to date after today? I was like, yes, I am. I'm single and I'm dating, and that's what you do when you're single and dating. So yes, I am gonna continue to date and see people. His response was, oh, well, that just like really doesn't work for me. I'm more of a one woman type of guy and I'm not really okay with that. To which I respond and I say, hey, it's no big deal. Mind you, I don't want to see this person ever again. I never want to see you again. So I don't care if you care that I'm going to continue to date people or not, because this is not happening. This is so not happening. So honestly, I don't give a fuck. I respond and I say, oh, okay, no worries. Like, I understand, like, you're allowed to have boundaries. Sounds like we're just not aligned on this. No worries, it is what it is. Essentially, I'm like letting you down easy. To which he responds and says, I'm not going anywhere, Nicole. Excuse me? And I said, and I responded and I said, oh, so you were the toxic one in your relationship. Because he told me it was his ex that was toxic. This is very toxic behavior, banter, language, and I know all about that, trust me. My nervous system at this point, bells are going off, whistles are being blown. My nervous system is like, get the fuck away from this man. Because listen, I know all too well about men like this. And I am never doing that again. He was like, oh, well, you know, you were just being silly, so I'll see you on Saturday. So I'm just like, I just kind of blow it off and I get in bed and I do my research on him like one does, as one should. I go do some research. Oh my god, the things I find out about this man, I'm not gonna tell you because these are not my experiences with him. These are other people's experiences with him. So I'm not gonna spread it, you know, some of it might not be true. So I'm not gonna tell you what I found out, but let's just say I found out some insane accusations about this man, to which I immediately blocked him. This is horrible. I don't want anything to do with this man ever again. Goodbye, good riddance. Please leave me alone. So I block him, go to bed, don't think anything of it, take him off Instagram. The next morning, I'm getting ready for work. I put my Apple Watch on. Apple, can we please fix this, please? Put my watch on, and I have messages come through from him. He says, damn, you blocked me, that's crazy. Now I see why you're 30 and single. Yeah, that's what he said. So obviously dodged a bullet. Also, I think it's funny when younger men they want to go out with older women and they say they like older women, and then they get butthurt and then they try to use your age against you like it's a bad thing. I'm like, you literally went out with me and then you're trying to call me old. Like, that is so stupid. I forgot to take him off of Snapchat, and he did send me a message on Snapchat, but I blocked him and did not open it because I did not want to give him the satisfaction of reading his message. I imagine it was probably something around the same lines, but I blocked him and did not read it, so I cannot verify. But yeah, obviously dodged a bullet with that one. Just remember, do not let a man pick you up from your house. Do not give him your address. Don't tell him where you live. If you do not know him, do not give him any of this information. I am even upset that this guy had my number because he obviously didn't deserve it. So just be careful. And I told y'all a bad date was coming because I was like, there's no way I don't go on a bad date. And I finally did.
Come get ready with me as a 19-year-old teen mom to my 3-month-old daughter as someone whose New Year's resolution is trying to get themselves ready more often. So I've had a couple comments on my videos basically just being like, who are you, like, how old are you, is the baby in your videos your daughter, like, are you her mom? So I thought I would just kind of introduce myself and hopefully like answer a couple questions that people may have. So my name is Katie. My daughter Renly is 3 months old. I had her at 18. I found out I was pregnant with her at 18, had her at 18, turned 19 a couple months later. We are now 19, 3 months. So I found out I was pregnant with my daughter at the beginning of my second semester of my senior year in high school, and her dad was in his second semester of his junior year in high school. So that was fun. But basically, I kept my pregnancy a secret from everyone except for my mom. Like, my whole family knew, and then a couple of like our very close friends knew, but like nobody else found out until after I had graduated and he had ended his junior year. A couple days after I graduated, we announced that we were having our daughter, and at the time I was working full-time and he was doing service hours for school and also working. So he transferred schools because he was going to a private school. So he transferred schools after we announced, and then I was already graduated. I had started college my senior year, so I was already ahead of like most of the people in my grade were. So like I didn't really have to worry. So in the next semester, the fall semester, so I did school over summer and I worked full-time over summer. And then fall semester, I took off because my daughter was due in November and that was just going to be a lot for me. Like, I just kind of knew that, like, obviously babies are a lot of work, so we were both working and doing what we could to obviously like prepare because we knew like our lives were changing. And the plan basically all along was that I was going to focus on school and like the baby, and just trying to get through that, and then he was going to work and then go to school, but that way we could just kind of like split it up. And obviously I know that I'm like very, very lucky to like be in the situation where like I can stay home and like focus on my daughter. But that's mainly just because like we have an incredible support system. Like when I told my parents, obviously like telling parents that they're gonna like be grandparents like when you're so young is like a very hard thing to do, and like, you know, there's like certain ways that it can go. But out of, like, all the ways that it could have gone, like, the reaction from both his parents and my parents was, like, honestly the best way it could have gone. Her grandparents are so incredibly involved in her life and so incredibly, like, generous and, like, supportive of, like, us, like, especially, like, trying to get through school, because, like, that was always something that was, like, very apparent to us that, like, we want to be able to give her a good life, so like getting through school was like one of the most important things like we could do, other than like obviously like spending time with her and making sure that like we're good. But like his parents and my parents have both been absolutely amazing this entire process. Like supported me my entire pregnancy, supported us like through like my entire like thing, and then like birth and on, like they have been nothing but like absolutely amazing. So we welcomed my daughter, Renly, 2 days before Halloween, and her birth was an entire, like, process itself, obviously, as, like, all are, but, the second she was born, they put her on my chest for about 30 seconds, and then she was taken down to the NICU for respiratory issues, and then she spent 5 days down there. One of, like, the, like, things that I think I will remember most about, like, the early days of, like, having a baby, because, like, a lot of people say, like, you forget, is, like, the NICU and, like, going up and down, like, this, the elevators, and, like, how people say, like, spend your time, like, in bed, like, rest, like, relax. I was up and down flights. I was up and down flights. I was, like, moving, obviously, because, like, that's what you have to do. I remember, like, them putting pressure on, like, me breastfeed. Not, like, I wanted to breastfeed, but, like, there was a lot of pressure on, like, my milk production. So, like, that was a whole thing that I, like, think is forever engraved in my mind. But, yeah. So, thankfully, she was okay. We got to take her home on a Sunday. She was born on the Wednesday. So, she spent 5 days in the NICU. And then we finally got to bring her home. So, since I've had her, my boyfriend and I have basically been running around trying to get, obviously, school and then all of her stuff done. With her medical complications, it was kind of, like, a little stressful in the beginning just because we didn't really know, like, what was going on, and there was just a lot of, like, doctor's visits. She was at the pediatrician. Once she got released from the hospital, she was at the pediatrician every day for a week and a half. So, obviously, with, like, postpartum recovery and stuff, like, that was hard on us. And obviously, just, like, having a baby in general was hard. But I could not be more grateful for, like, the dad that she has. He's an incredible person, and I have absolutely nothing but amazing things to say about him. We are very much still together to this day, and he is very much a active father in her life. And I honestly don't think I would be able to do this without him. I don't know how people do without, like, partners, and I think that, like, those people are so incredibly amazing because, like, having all the support that I have, I just have so much more respect for people who don't have support, because this is truly the hardest thing you can ever do, but it is also, like, one of the most respected things you can ever do. I think that, like, being a parent is obviously so hard and so, like, taxing on, like, your body and your mentality and, like, everything, but it is so incredibly worth it. And especially, like, being a stay-at-home mom and, like, seeing my daughter every day and, like, seeing how she grows, it is so eye-opening to how lucky and fortunate we are to be able to obviously have kids and enjoy watching them grow. And as basically everyone on the set prefaces, I'm going to say support teen parents, not teen pregnancy. This is not something to be glamorized. This isn't something, like, people should seek. Like, it is a very hard, very taxing thing. It is very, like, joyous, obviously, but it is, like, not something that you should be, like, striving for. So, yeah. With all that being said, thank you for getting ready with me. If you have any questions, just comment them.
Hey guys, get ready for me to go on a date with my talking stage. I'm really only going to be doing my hair because he's getting ready with me later, but let me tell you all the backstory between me and him. So we've been talking for about 4 months, but for the majority of it, I guess the first 2 months, it was basically like a little situationship. I don't really want to get into, like, the detailed details about what happened with us because it is our life, but basically we both were kind of a little messy to begin with. But we've been going steady for around, like, 2 months now, so it's been good. So a lot of guys might think, like, 4 months in the talking stage is a long ass time. Like, believe me, I know I said I would never go past 3, but because of, like, everything that happened between us, it kind of made sense that we just waited it out a little longer before, you know, we started dating. And we're not dating yet, but I have a strong feeling he's gonna ask me out tonight in our date. So we both go to the same college, and that's how I met him. I met him last year in May, and it was because we, like, have mutual friends, so they kind of tried putting us on with each other. But I had, like, a boyfriend at the time, so obviously I couldn't pursue anything. But then classes started up again in August last year, and we started talking, like, September, kind of mid-September, but I honestly can't remember, like, the day or, like, how exactly we started talking. And I think about a month, maybe a few weeks into us talking, I asked him the scary little, what are we? Because I hate being unsure when I'm talking to a guy. Best answer he could have possibly given me. Like, it was actually what I needed to hear. I think our like big break or something, whatever it's called, was Halloween. A bunch of stuff happened and I went out all 3 nights, and so did he with his friends, but I went with mine. And the last 2 nights I bawled my eyes out while I was out over him. And like, I really wanted to be done with him because like no guy has ever made me feel that way, but we talked everything out like a few days after all that happened, and so we've been going like steady ever since then, which is so good. My friends at first didn't really like him that much because, you know, he made me bawl my eyes out on Halloween. But, you know, time has passed since then. He's hung out with my friends, like all of us before, so they've like gotten to know him more and see what I see in him. Ew, cringe, I know. I think the only con about him is that he has a couple of like friends that are girls, which I'm trying so hard not to care about because, I mean, I have guy friends, but it's the fact how much he and his friends that are girls like talk and snap. I don't talk to my guy friends like how much he talks to his friends that are girls, so maybe I'm just in my head, but it's a little weird. But anyways, in about 4-ish hours, he's gonna come over and get ready with me, like here, because I have no idea what to wear, but he's gonna take me to dinner, and then we're gonna go to the movies. And if he doesn't ask me to be his girlfriend tonight, I am gonna start a problem because it's been 4 months, and I feel like a guy should know what they want within 4 months. So I'll probably keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay guys, part 2. I know I'm really late, but at least you're getting it now. So our date never actually happened when it was supposed to, the date I made that TikTok. Long story short, that made us get into like this argument for like 3 hours, but everything turned out okay. And then the next day we ended up going on our date. So nice. He obviously paid for our dinner, and then we went to this store, and he was like saying if I wanted to get anything, like he would pay for it, but obviously I didn't find anything good the day someone else wants to pay for it, so I didn't get anything. And then after that, you know, like he asked me out, so I've been a girlfriend for 6 days now. Everything has been like really good with him. There's not really much more to update about, but I'll see y'all at our wedding. Bye.
There was this fully grown man that came over to my house one time to hang out with my mom, and he took pictures of me and my sister and all of our friends when we were drinking. I find out he's trying to rush out the door, clearly, because he's a fucking weirdo. I follow him out our front door. I say, hey, can I see those pictures you took? He says, what photos? I'm confused. I say, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I take his phone, I go through it, I delete them, delete recently deleted. I say, you have a good night, you're not welcome back in my house. That was the last time anybody in our friend group saw him. One time, this guy came up to my friend when we were all hanging out and insulted her right to her face. He didn't know that I was there with her. I find out about this. I wait about 20 minutes, I go up to him. Hey girl, how are you doing? He says, girl? I say, I'm so sorry, I thought that you were gay. That hurt his feelings a lot. I turn to the man next to him that's talking to him. Doesn't he seem gay? His friend says, now that I think about it, yes. That ruined his night. I was walking on the street a few weeks ago. Fully grown man says to my back, damn baby, you filling out them jeans. I turn around, I say, he says, yes you. I say, shut the fuck up, and keep walking. I post on my Snapchat story, mirror selfie. Boy swipes up that I barely know. Where you at? I'm trying to fuck. I screenshot. I find his mom on Facebook. I sent his mom said screenshot. Fully grown man is staring at me seductively in the middle of TJ Maxx. I give him one of these. He continues to stare. I step out from behind my mother, who is blocking me from being sexualized. In front of his entire family, I say, what? Lots of people stared, but the point got across. I go out with my friend, dancing in glowing out clothes. Weird, creepy men, for some reason, come and sit at the bar, turn, face, and watch. I turn completely around. I stare at them directly in the eyes until both of them leave. It took 30 minutes, but it was worth it. Old, fully grown man is in front of me at the gas station. I'm buying 4 Locos. He's holding nothing. I can feel him staring at my back. I completely turn around. He says, no, by all means, you go first. I say, I will not get in front of you. Either you go first or I'm leaving. He had nothing to buy, so he left. Man is following me around Walmart. I take flash photos of him. He leaves me alone. 3 men in an alleyway on Halloween, bothering me. Won't leave me alone, after several times of saying, I'm waiting on my Uber, I'm about to leave. Things escalate. I tell them I have a penis. Immediately, everyone loses interest. That's all for now, but let me know if anybody wants more stories.
So I'm a bartender and a waitress, right? So like a couple of months ago, I met this guy. He came into my work and he was really cute. He asked for my phone number, so I gave it to him, and we were like texting for a few months. He came in a couple of times, like while I was working. We had a couple of drinks when I was off. Like we hung out like once, I think. Like it was nice. It was fun. It was light. So he kind of fell off the radar. Like he just stopped responding, and I was like, okay, fair. I was terrible at responding, so I figured he just got bored or like uninterested. So I was like, okay, fair. And then he texted me randomly, and like this week, like yesterday, and was like, hey, are you working? And I was just didn't answer. I was working, so I didn't answer. And he calls the restaurant. So I'm like, just the phone goes off. I'm like, it's like 11:30. The kitchen is closed. I'm the only one working there, and I have like maybe 10 people sitting at the bar. And I answer the phone, and the person's like, hey, is Trinity working at that location? Who's calling? Who's asking? Oh, just a friend, just wondering if she's working. And I saw his text message earlier, but I didn't respond, so I knew that it was him. And I was like, is this Cody? And he was like, yeah, this is Cody. I'm like, yeah, this is Trinity. I am working. I'm closing, though, so I won't be able to hang out after. And he was like, no, that's fine. Like, I'm like 5 minutes away. I figured I'd just like come in, say hi. I haven't seen you in a while, have a drink, and then leave you to it. It's like, okay, sure. So he comes in, whatever, that's fine. The problem, actually, no, it wasn't fine because so there was another guy. Now let's backtrack. On Monday, a guy walked into the bar and I was bartending, closing again. And it was like about the same time, like 11:30 midnight. He was gorgeous. Like one of those people where he's not a fireman. He wouldn't be a fireman, but he would be the actor that played a fireman in a TV show, you know? Like he was just like 6'5", 6'6", like late 20s, early 30s, Japanese. Like, oh, he had just arms, with tattoos. I am in love with this man. So he came in on Monday and he stayed. He like had 3 beers. He closed out with me and then got another beer. I was like, oh, you're leaving so soon? And so he stayed for another one. While I was grabbing some ice to refill like one of my beer wells, he like in the back, he left cash for his like beer, and then he just left the place. And I was like, oh, awesome. So I'm never going to see this man again. And like normally I'm better. Normally I can be flirty and like on top of it. But I could not flirt with him because I was just too flustered because he was just so damn attractive that I just could not handle it. So I'm kicking myself in the ass on Monday about that guy. And I'm like, well, okay, whatever. But I was like, okay, while he was here, I did make it known that I'm like closing this specific location of ours, like almost every day. I'm in here 3 out of 7 nights of the week closing. And I specifically said which ones I was working too. So like I said to some other regulars, if he's listening to me or if he's just listening to the bar atmosphere, I said multiple times, I'll see you Wednesday to my other regulars. So crazy me was like, if he knows if he's listening and he's interested, he'll show up on Wednesday. So I'm working Wednesday last night, and it's like, yeah, like 11:30, and he pulls up last night. So he pulls up to the bar, he just sits down. I was like starstruck. I had told one of my other regulars wasn't there on Monday to see him, but she's like about the same age as me. She's just like a couple years older, and her and her boyfriend come in all the time. And so I was telling her about him like earlier that night. He shows up, sits down. She looks over at me immediately, points at him, and just goes, him? And I was like, yeah. And she starts freaking out. Me and her create like a plan. She's like, okay, like you need to figure out how to ask for his phone number, yada, yada, yada. When I'm about to ask for his phone number is when the other guy called Cogburn's. So then we have guy 1 pulling up to Cogburn's. Guy 2 knows that someone's pulling up to Cogburn's because I was on the phone with him. I answered a phone behind the bar saying, yeah, Trinity is working. Oh, yeah, come on in. And them two were just sitting at my bar talking to each other. They're just yapping about like life and stuff for like 30, 45 minutes. I'm trying to flirt with both of them basically, and neither one, because they're both kind of flirting with me and I'm interested in kind of both of them, but not really. Like after I met the guy, sorry, my parents came home. Anyways, so I was like no longer interested in the other guy. I mean, like the hot guy that came in on Monday and Wednesday, I was like, yes, I will marry you if need be. He was like, my brother said he was being very performative. He said, like, because he was sitting at the bar and he was just like looking at disabled dogs to foster or adopt the entire time from the local pound and like asking me my opinion and stuff. And like, I asked what he likes to do, and he was like, oh, I like going on hikes and yada, 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 and I meal prep for my dogs, and like all of these things that just paint him as like a beautiful human being. And I was like, oh, wow, this man is literally perfect. So he's sitting at the bar talking to the other guy who is really sweet, but also like we just haven't clicked in the last like month and a half, 2 months. Like if it's that long, just cut it and go. And so I'm just trying to not let this new cute guy find out that I'm flirting with the other one or that I was flirting with him. I was like, I just don't need him to say anything. They went to the bathroom together at one point, or like not together, but like they went to the bathroom at the same time. It like overlapped times for like 5 minutes. So that stresses me out. But I will say, like, I had no clue what to do. I was at first gonna tell the cute guy, like, hey, like, you're cute, can I get your number? But I obviously couldn't do that with the other guy sitting over there. So I was like, okay. So I just wrote on his receipt, on his customer's receipt, I was like, okay, thank you so much. I think you're gorgeous. Or like, you're gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I was like, thank you. You're gorgeous. BTW. And he wrote on the merchant's copy and went, like, thank you for the conversation and the company. You're beautiful. I hope to hear from you soon. Or I hope to hear from you soon. And he put his phone number and like his name. So I was like, okay. So I still won. And I'm now ghosting the other one and texting the other one and texting the cute guy. But that was my night and we'll see how it goes.
Story time. Okay, so I told y'all about me going to jail in March of 2025. I moved out April the 28th. I find out the day after I moved out that he had been cheating on me since I went to jail. And that she was already staying with him. So my ex Thomas hits me up and he's like, hey, I heard you left him and finally got away. Are you doing good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. He's like, great. You want to go to bike week with me? Fuck yeah, I do. I said, he's been cheating on me for the last 2 months. He's already got her staying with him. And he's been accusing me of fucking you since October. So yeah, I want to go to bike week. So I go with him to bike week. And I come back the next week and I go over there to get my kids' bicycles and the keys to my RV. And my husband tells me, he says, oh, I left the keys with her. You can get them from her. Like, what? So you want me to go get the keys from the bitch you've been cheating on me with? Great. Because as soon as she opens the door, I'm going to beat her ass. Right? So I bang on the door for 15 minutes, begging her to come outside. She won't come out. She calls the law. They come up there. And they're like, what's going on? I'm like, unfortunately, nothing, because she won't come outside, so I was not able to beat her ass, so nothing physical's happened. I just want the keys to my RV, and I'm out of here. So I get the keys, and I leave. Few weeks go by. I'm staying shit-faced drunk this whole time. The whole time we were split up this time, I was staying drunk almost every day off of tequila, okay? Because I didn't know how to deal with what was going on. I was so trauma bonded to him so bad that I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was just staying drunk. And anyway, so a few weeks go by. He hits me up, begging me to meet up with him. He wants to talk. I meet up with him. He tells me that she's not staying with him anymore, that was a mistake, and he wants to come over here and hang out with me. But I find it fishy that he wants to come over to my apartment and may not go to our house. So I'm like, hey, you can come over here. But I go over there instead and pull up. She's there. She's still living there. So I'm banging on the door trying to get her to come outside again. And she calls the law on me again. And the cops come up there and they're like, what's going on? I'm like, unfortunately, nothing. She wouldn't come outside and let me beat her ass, so nothing physical's happened, but it's fine. I'm leaving. So I leave. A few more weeks go by. And he's banging on my door. And he comes in here, tells me how it was the biggest mistake of his life letting her move in there, that he'd been trying to get her to move out for a month, that she won't leave, and blah, 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 blah. And I believe him. And I'm like, but what do you want me to do about it? And he's like, go over there with me. Go over there with me and let's make her leave. I'm like, bet. Say no more. I was like, I've done tried to, beat her ass twice. I was like, so this is great. I was like, I'm going to get her outside. I'm going to beat her ass and we'll get her out of there. We get over there and me and her argue forever, it felt like. She won't come outside. She says she's not leaving. And she calls the cops for the third time. The cops come up there and they're like, what's going on? And she's like, I've been staying here for like 2 months and now he's telling me that him and his wife are getting back together and I've got to leave. And the cops were like, okay, well, you've just been a guest in his house. This is technically their house. If they want you to leave, then you're going to have to leave. And she's like, well, I need some time. I was like, we'll give you some time. I was like, we'll go hang out at the apartment for a little while. We'll give you some time to pack your shit and get out, right? So we come over here for a few hours. Then we go back and she's just sitting on the bed. She ain't packed a single fucking thing. Oh my gosh. So I was like, all right, well, since you won't come outside, let me beat your ass. You won't pack your shit and leave. I'm about to make your life a living fucking hell. You're going to wish you would have left. And I proceed to get naked and tell my husband to get naked. And we get in the shower together. Right in front of her. And she calls the law again now for the fourth time. And we can hear her talking to him. And they're like, we don't know what you want us to do. She was like, my boyfriend and his wife are in there in the shower, got naked in front of me, and I can't pack my shit. Da, 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 da. And they're like, they're married. Like, I don't know what you want us to do. Like, just get your stuff and leave. So we get out of the shower, we get dressed, and we argue with her some more. And she's like, I'm not leaving. And I'm like, okay, bet. So, me and my husband get naked again and start fucking right in front of her. She packs her shit and moves out an hour later. How fucking stupid am I? So me and him were right together for 3 more months. Until I moved out October the 4th. Anyway, I got a lot of crazy stories, y'all, so stick around for more. I want to tell y'all that I know how crazy the story I just told y'all was, okay? I know that it's crazy for a lot of reasons. One, because I go banging on the door trying to get her to come outside so I can beat her ass, and she calls the cops on me several times. And I just had a crazy neighbor come and bang on my window and door, begging me to come outside so she could beat my ass. And I had to call the cops on her. But the difference is, I don't know the crazy neighbor. I have no emotional ties to her or any kind of ties to her. I don't know her. However, that bitch was knowingly fucking my husband while I was still with him and living with him. And then once we split up and I moved out and she was living in there and he was actively trying to get me back, I tried to tell her that he was trying to get me back. I tried to tell her that I was with him earlier that day. And then she still fucking called the cops on me because she didn't believe me. So I felt like she deserved for me to continue to keep on threatening to beat her ass. And I definitely would have tried. I promise you, I definitely would have tried. But I don't know if I could have because she's a big old linebacking bitch. But I was going to. I was going to try. So, and another difference is I was staying drunk from April the 28th until July 1st when we got back together. I was drinking tequila every single day. So if crazy neighbor would have knocked on my door and my window, want me to come outside 66 days ago or before, I promise you that I would have went outside and threw the fuck down with that bitch. But I'm gonna keep on telling y'all some crazy shit, okay? Because this is so fucking healing. So healing. And I know it's crazy. And I love y'all. Bye.
Ladies, this is your reminder. You don't need a man to have a good time on Valentine's Day, okay? Get your girls.
Go on a date with the Tinder guy.
What's his name?
Shit. What was his name? His name was Timothy. Timmy. Little Tim. So this guy, he like asked me out and I was like, yeah, let's go out. He seemed really cute. We got along really great. But like the first couple of times we tried to go out, we weren't able to. Like I just kept on canceling. Like I had 2 jobs at the time and we're like working and stuff. So like for the third date or like for the third try, I was like, you know what? You decide. You decide and just tell me what it is, what we're doing, and I'll show up and I promise I will and it'll be whatever. And so he's like, okay, you're gonna like come to my house right after like you work at the school on Friday. So like 3:00, you're gonna come to my house. I live in North Scottsdale. You're gonna get changed real quick and then we're gonna like go to the D-backs game, the baseball game, and we're gonna hang out there and go to the game and then get drinks after. I'm like, oh, sounds fun. Let's do it. Go to his house. He's like a half an hour away. First red flag is he texts me as I'm on my way, as I'm like in the Uber there, and he's like, I don't think I'm going to be what you expect. I'm like, what do you mean? So he's like verified on Tinder, but he like, I don't know, like he's verified on Tinder. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're not going to be who I think I think you are. So I walk in. Well, no, so I don't walk in. There's more. He's texting me and he goes, I think we should just, right when you get here, go in the shower with the lights off, candles on, music on, and just say that we fully accept each other. And I think that would be a great way to start our relationship.
That's like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Wait.
This is just the precursor. This is just the trailer that I watched and was like, I'll continue the teaser. So I was like, okay, we're going to continue doing this. Get to his place. He opens up the door. Obviously, yeah, he's 60, 70 pounds bigger than his Tinder profile. It does. But I was like, bestie, we just needed to be like honest. But I felt like a bitch if I was like, okay, I'm not going to be superficial. Like, Sid made a good point. He did it.
Shower
No. So I was like, no. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna like, we had good conversation. I'm just gonna continue like on this and be like, okay, obviously he's insecure about his looks. He's still cute if he's bigger, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, we're just gonna continue going, whatever. I get there. Go get I'm like, can I use your bathroom to get changed and get ready, put on some makeup? He's like, yeah, go ahead. Go in the bathroom. Shower's on. Lights are off. Candles are turned on. Like, it was ready for me. Ready for us. And I was like, oh my God. So I just ignored all of it, got ready or whatever. And he's like, okay, so are you ready? We're going to meet my parents here. So we're going to the game with his family, his like sister and her
What
fiance, and his parents.
What game?
The Diamondbacks game.
With his parents and his sister and her sister's man?
Fiance, yeah.
Oh.
So I'm like, no. When I was like, we're going to the game with your family? He's like, yeah. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. He's like, well, he like really tried.
This is my girlfriend. He says that later?
She'll get to it.
Oh, God.
So I can't. So I'm like, we're not going to this game.
Well, how do you guys know each other? We don't?
I'm like, I'm not going to this game. Let's just watch the game here. He's like, okay. So we're sitting there. His roommate comes out and joins us. We're all sitting, drinking beers, watching the game. He has to go call customer service for the Diamondbacks to get his tickets back. And he's acting like a grade A asshole to the guy on the phone. He's like, oh yeah, so I can't come into the game and I need the tickets refunded because my grandma's in the hospital and I got in a car crash on the way to the hospital and I'm also in the hospital now. And he starts making fun of the guy's accent and I'm sitting there like shaking and holding my hands and I'm like, I'm going to scream at someone.
What is it, Indian guy?
Yeah. And he was like,
It's easy to make fun of outsourced.
Stop it.
Accents.
So like, I'm like sitting there, he's like, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just making my girl laugh. And I'm like, I look up and I'm like, number one, I am not your girl. Number two, I am shaking because of how fucking mean you are to this guy. Like, he's just trying to do his job. And I like shoot him out. The guy is on the phone while he's there. And like, the guy thanks me afterwards through the phone. He's like, thank you, ma'am. No problem. The guy like apologizes. My date apologizes to the guy profusely. And then like, they just hang up the phone, whatever. Roommate is like, hey, do you guys want food? So we're like, yeah, I'm hungry. And I'm like, this is good. I can't see myself going through with dating this guy. But I mean, yeah, free food is free food. And I can just, like, the roommate was kind of funny. So I was like, okay, let's just hang out with these two guys. And then I'll leave after we go get dinner. Dumbass mistake 1, didn't ask where we were going. Dumbass mistake 2, left my shit at his house. At his like apartment while we left, which is important for later on. So I like left my work laptop, left my personal laptop, left these graded papers that I had to do for the students, everything at his place, and we just went to lunch or went to dinner. On the way in the Uber driver's like 5-10 minutes into it, he's like, "Where the hell are you guys going? This is in the middle of nowhere." What do you mean? Oh, yeah, we're just going to my parents' house.
The roommate's parents' house?
No, the date's parents' house. Because I didn't want to meet them at the game, so why not do it in a more intimate family setting? So I'm in the car, we're driving, and the guy's like, you know you're not going to be able to, like, the Uber driver's like, you know you're not going to be able to get an Uber out from this place, right? And the guy's like, yeah, I know. We're so deep in fucking Cave Creek in the mountains at this point that, like, we are in a private gated community. And the date goes, yeah, my mom's going to have to drive us 20 minutes down the road to a gas station, and then we'll get an Uber from there once we're ready to leave. Well, fuck. I'm fucking screwed. So I don't get warned about his parents at all. And this is the thing, everyone are people, and I, like, fully thank her for her service. But the dad is a police captain who just got leave for shooting and killing someone. So you're supposed to say congratulations to them. So we walked in, and the son is like, congrats, because he got leave and a bonus for shooting and doing that. The mom is a taxidermist. Me, Seth. Me in a taxidermist house.
It just really hurts when people online say that I'm a gold digger because I dated one rich guy, so I'm just gonna go cry about it in the car that I paid for myself with the money I made online. It's just so hard. When am I gonna find the next man to pay for my lifestyle?
He texts me and he goes, I think we should just, right when you get here, go in the shower with the lights off, candles on, music on, and just say that we fully accept each other. And I think that would be a great way to start our relationship.
The worst thing I've ever heard.
Wait.
Okay, so we're gonna start, this is part 2. We're gonna start at, at a point of who the parents are. So, the dad. The dad is a police captain who is on leave for shooting and killing someone. I'm telling my coworker. If you want your reactions, come in.
I'm so concerned at
She
this
watched the
point.
TikTok. So, police captain, and we say congratulations for that because it's a good thing. Because he gets leave for 2 weeks and then gets a bonus. The dad. For doing that. The dad, the son, the son was like, "Congrats, dad! Oh yeah, you say that to."
Like it's a promotion?
Yeah, when we walked in, I was like, "What?" What? The mother is a taxidermist. So me in a taxidermist house, I took this non-violence pact with myself like 5 years ago and haven't killed more than a mosquito in 5 years.
Oh, you're just surrounded by
I don't like hunting. I like became a vegetarian for a little while. I'm gonna go back because I was anemic, but like all of these things, and it was just like walk in and there's like stuffed wolves, stuffed bears, cougars, a deer head, and you're just like, okay. Then the mom again. It's not the fact that she's all this, it's just the fact that I wasn't warned at all in the car on the way there, you know?
Yeah.
Not warned about who she is. So we walk outside, mom's just hanging outside in the hot tub. She's got a Trump bikini on, just Trump's face.
What?
Trump. It says Trump in Trump's face. A blow-up sex doll right next to her. In the hot tub.
What?
And
I
she's,
feel like we're watching like a live, like a script play or a movie.
Yeah. And she's an amputee. So she's missing her left leg and 2 of her fingers. Because she served in a war. And I was like, and so like, again, no problem. It's just the fact I wasn't born. So I walk up and I'm like, and I was drinking too. So I'm like drunk, like standing like, are you missing your leg or am I? I was like, hi. And the guy goes, guys, meet my girlfriend, Trinity. Girlfriend? So,
I'm sorry, yeah. What's my middle name?
literally, what's my favorite color?
What's my last name, matter of fact? How old am I? You don't even know.
Fucking terrifying. And I'm like, what? He had already told me that he loved me.
What?
And like, he was just like, I love you. Like, in like the Uber. He was
In like the what, first 3 hours you met? What the fuck, Trinity?
I just feel like you are the person I'm going to marry.
He said that to you? I said that to you?
So,
Love mom and motherfucker.
literally. And we get there and his parents are like, oh, you're so good for him. This is so awesome.
You're so good for him. You could be literally insane and they have no idea because he hasn't known you longer than a day.
Literally. So, his sister and her fiance show up from the baseball game to the house. Also, there's no food. They already ate dinner. I was promised food, there was no food.
Oh!
No food.
Then why the fuck did you go to this?
So we were drinking more, playing cornhole, and then the sister shows up and goes, guys, guess what? I'm pregnant. I'm like, why am I here for this? Why am I here for this? I don't want to be
Baby
here.
announcement!
The baby announcement is fucking nuts. Crying. Okay. Part 2. So, okay, where did we leave off?
Yep. 12:30, finally, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk my ass home.
Walk.
I'm gonna walk my ass home if we don't leave.
Oh, I was like, what?
No, I was threatening to walk my, I was like, I do not want to stay here another second. I need to go. You need to take me home. If your mom doesn't take us home, I will walk my ass down to wherever is the closest place that I can find to get me an Uber and go home. And I'll get my stuff from your place another day, or we'll figure it out, whatever. Like, but I can't do this. It's night. I was crashing out. I was like, okay, calm down. Like, my mom will take us right now. So his mom takes us. Even though itself, like, so I said that around like midnight. It took him like 30 minutes to get his phone. And my phone was also like fucking dying, like 20%. I was like, okay. So he gets to the Uber, and I you're not gonna believe, because every part of this story makes no sense.
Started and you're not gonna believe.
The entire like nothing, no part of the story makes sense.
But it's also something like you can't make this shit up.
No, exactly. So get into the car. Of course, like, mom is talking to the roommate about how he should correctly skin a deer. And I'm like, why would you do this in the car with someone your son just met? Like, what are we doing? Like, why, what was the good idea in that? She's like, don't put the blood, she's like, make sure you put the tarp on the floor to make sure the blood stays off the floor and doesn't stain. Get me out of this car! So the mom orders an Uber because the son doesn't have enough money in his account for a damn Uber.
Which is why we probably couldn't have gone out to eat.
Exactly.
Said, I'll get food at my mommy's house.
Yeah. But they have enough money for alcohol apparently, because we get into the Uber, and they tell the Uber driver, hey, so we're not in control of this Uber, but can you stop at a gas station and we'll pay you by like getting you something in there? And the guy's like, yeah, you guys need drinks? Because they're like, yeah, we don't know alcohol. Then he's like, I'll stop only if you guys get me a tall boy as well. And they're joking, and they're like, okay, sure, yeah, we will. Whatever, the guy stops, they get him a tall boy, like he suggests. They bring it back out to him, and he opens it and pours it into his cup. He has like a to-go cup up in his cup. He gives him the trash, and he's like, can you throw this out? He's like, I do this all the time. Takes a sip from it and continues driving. He's like, what? I was like, what is this? Like, what's going on? What is going on, guys? Like, finally we get to his place. I already have an Uber on the way. I'm just going upstairs to grab my shit and go. Yeah. Grab my shit, go. He's blocking the exit. He's like, what do you mean you're leaving? I thought you were going to spend the night. I'm like, no. I'm going home.
Where did we discuss?
Like, I spent the last 8 hours with you. It is almost 9 hours because, like, I came here close to 4. And I'm leaving, and it's close to 1 in the fucking morning. Like, let me go home. And he's like, I feel like I'm never gonna see you again if you leave. I feel like I'm never gonna see you. And I was like, okay, we'll have breakfast in the morning. I just need to go now. I just don't, as a principal myself, I don't sleep over at a guy's house on the first date.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you love me and if all of this is true, you would respect that. So he's like, okay, I'll respect it. Only if you give me a kiss. That just shows me how much you love me.
I'm actually sick.
So I gave an acting performance worthy of an Oscar. Like, that shit.
You said.
No, literally, I was like, I'm in love with you. I will see you tomorrow. I will be counting down the minutes till I see you. Finally, he lets me out the freaking door. Get into the Uber. Uber's pulling away. Calls me. He's like, I feel like I'm not going to see you again. I know I'm not going to see him again. And now I'm home safe. So I'm like, yeah, obvious fucking Lee. You're a lunatic, man. You told me that you love me. You told your parents that I was your girlfriend. Yeah. I was there while your sister told you guys that she was pregnant. I can never get rid of that memory. You guys can never get rid of that memory. I don't want to be a part of that. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
No point. I'm like, why would you do that? Of course I was like, no, you catfished me from the get-go. This was all wrong. It was like the shower.
No. The shower
The
with
shower?
the candles is like honestly
It's
crazy.
being set up as I'm ready. I'm like, so he's like, fuck you. You're such a bitch. You don't appreciate me. You know what? I'm not gonna deal with this. You're missing out. Hangs up on me. I'm assuming blocks me on like everything. I blocked him on Tinder and the phone, like iMessage. He disappeared from my Snapchat, so I was like, okay, I guess he blocked me.
Yeah.
I wake up the next morning and my phone has like a bunch of like missed calls from Snapchat. And it's like voice messages of him being like, I'm so sorry, and like text messages being like, I was coming too forward, I get that now. I drank a lot, I was really drunk, and I was really nervous, and I came on too strong. Please give me another chance, please. I was like, no. I think like the last thing I said, I was like,
That's
no.
crazy.
Yeah, that was him.
What a lovely tale.
That
would have been the story you told at your wedding.
So yeah.
How did you meet? He proposed on the first date.
Well, he told me he loved me. Oh my god.
Bizarre.
And the other, like, so my friend, when I was telling them yesterday about the whole thing, my friend was like, he definitely has a breeding kink. Like, if you slept with him,
Oh my
he
God.
would have definitely been like,
Dude, for real.
You're getting pregnant. I'm gonna get you pregnant.
I was like, no! Get away! No!
She lived. Yeah.
She lived
Yeah.
to tell the
And
story.
we learned to, even if I find a situation funny, and even if it's like, oh,
Don't always do it for the plot.
have an escape route planned.
Chili's or something.
You get me.
I thought Chili's was the move.
And Chili's would have been better.
There would have been food.
If he brought me to Chili's,
Oh,
maybe that
second
would have
date,
been the second date
third.
and wedding or whatever the fuck. Like, are you kidding me? So I hope everyone enjoyed that. Sorry it took so long for this part 2. I'm training for my beautiful. I work as a bartender and a server, and I opened a bar as bartending today. Stopped working that at 4:55, and then clocked in to close as a server. And I've literally worked 13 hours today. So I tried to do a part 2, and this was as best as I could do. So thank you. Have a good night, y'all.